Hey, what's up, fellas? Anybody know what those things are? Yep, that's my weight releaser build. Now, I'm going to do something I don't usually do. I'm going to do the one part, two part type video thing again. But I'm going to do something that I don't usually do. These are not for sale. These two right here belongs to this guy right here. Why? Because every time I build something that I want to keep, I end up selling to somebody else, and I never get cool stuff for this guy, so I really like these. I'm keeping these. If you want some, let me know. I can build you some, but these are staying here. The important parts in the first part, and then I'll go in part number two, I'll go over some of the other stuff about this, some of the reasons I made choices I did with this design. So, first of all, there's two different types. There's a long shaft and a short shaft. So, yeah, you gotta bring a variety to the table to make sure you please everybody. You got a short one here and a long one. The short one is for bench press. It goes, I made a cheater sheet on the table. It goes from 23 inches to 33 inches. So it's adjustable here. The way these things work is whenever you go down, you do a negative down, then this thing catches, well, can't hold the camera and do it. It catches and drops the weight off. I've got a load sleeve on here so that you can load this ramrod up right here, or use it to hold your plates when you're not using it for something else. It holds 25s really well. You've got the longer one for deadlifts, or for squats, sorry. Got something else on my noggin. It goes from 37 inches to 51. So the height on this is 37 to 51. Got a 8-inch base here. 25 pound plates. Fits really well. That's pretty much the gist of it. I'm going to end the part number one, and now we're going to jump into the part number two. This is, let's look at some of our angles that we're releasing. So, one of the reasons that I chose this angle and this placement of this pin is no matter how much weight you get on it, you're not ever going to go past the pivot point, the center of balance. So it's always going to want to fall backwards. This pitch right here, I went with this pitch because it offers a little bit smoother release. The angle that you have when this hits has a lot to do with how smooth it's going to release whenever it comes off of the bar. So this will release right there. You've got a little drop, and then it's down, and your bar is released. So that's the reason with the angle. One of the more interesting things, and this is going to be a little more than some may want to know, but I find it interesting. I went with the screw down, and screw clamping force is something that's underestimated, and the way that you calculate clamping force is by the diameter of the bolt and the number of threads. So there's another easier way to do it, and this is the way that I first learned to do it. An old man that I used to hang out with in a shop, he taught me this. If you'll look, this is a way to figure out a mechanical advantage on most anything that you'll run into that has inclined planes, levers, pulleys, and all that whatnot. If you look at how much you turn this, the distance that this travels, okay? The distance that the end of this thing is traveling, and then you look at how far this thing screws in, that's a ratio. That will tell you your mechanical advantage. So if I turn this 3 inches and this goes in 1 inch, then you're at a 3-to-1 mechanical advantage, which this is way more than that. If you're wanting to write it down on paper and do it differently, you take your thread pitch, which how many threads that you have per inch, you take the diameter of the bolt, and that gives you your ratio of what you're going to be. So this has 14 threads per inch, and with a 7/16 bolt, 14 threads per inch, ballpark, I'm going to ballpark this one at about a 10-to-1 clamping force at the head of the bolt. So with my fingers, if I turn this way and I apply 1 pound of twist, I get 10 pounds of push in this direction. Roughly, you know what I mean, ballparking that. So 10 to 1, most people can turn with their hand, on a bolt like this, could raise 50 pounds without much problem. It may seem like a lot, but by the time that you look at the rotation and the force here, imagine a 50-pound weight on a string. A lot of people can turn that much, but any ballpark that you go into, you're going to get at least, 50 pounds, be 500 pounds of clamping force. You'll get at least 300 to 500 pounds of clamping force. There she is, all out again. Hang on. All right. Trying to do this in one take, so I'm going to leave that part in there. Sorry, guys. You got to bear with me. Go through the whole stretch over. I can't just jump out for a little bit. And so you've got plenty of clamping force for this. I've got jacks, material jacks that have a 1/2 inch bolt on them that I've dropped 700-800 pounds on, and the clamping force, is there. They've got a 5-inch handle, but the clamping force will hold it. You will have to tighten this down, but it gives you an infinitely variable height on this thing. Could put pins in it, may do that, but I'd rather just do the handle so you don't have to fiddle-faddle with a freaking pin. If you put your man hands on and tighten the damn thing up, you're not ever going to have a problem. If you don't tighten it up, it's like clamps on any damn thing that you're going to have. If you don't tighten your clamps up, you've got screw-down clamps or any damn clamps. If you don't tighten them up, they're no good for you. Other than that, I think I'm going to shut up now. Can't think of anything more really to add to this. So, hope you enjoy. Catch y'all later. I'll post some pictures too after these things are painted. See y'all. Hope everybody's having a good week.